Hi guys, it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets and welcome to another crafty video. So as you can see, this is not the traditional view that you look at when I do my videos. You're actually looking at my Mac screen and I wanted to show you something new that I learned. I learned how to use QuickTime today. I actually YouTubed it and found out how to do this because I wanted to show you guys my computer screen without using my iPhone to videotape it because it wasn't going to come out right. But I had said that I was going to show you guys how to use these buttons down here, the slice, the weld, the contour. I don't use attach very much and I don't use flatten at all. Flatten is more for your print and cut images, which I don't do. So I wanted to really show you the basics of slice, weld, and contour when it comes to images. So I thought this would be a great way to do it and a great way for me to test out how good this QuickTime works. So this is Design Space. If you've never been in it, this is what it looks like after you hit the login. After you do the login screen, you come here and this is where you're going to do all of your designing work, your resizing the images, inserting images, things like that. So what we're going to do is we are going to first insert an image. We're going to use the same image that I used for the centerpieces for my sister's friend's sister's baby shower. Yes, I know that was a little confusing, but it was a boy baby shower. If you saw the video, I think it's a couple videos back where I did the centerpieces. They were elephants and I actually took an existing image and altered it to fit my needs. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is come over to the left and see this image is here. You're going to click on it. Oops. So I already typed in elephant because I wanted to see how far down the image was. And this is what happens. You'll type in a word or a phrase and a ton of things will come up. So just something to notice real quick. This A here is part of the Access program. They have a program that you can buy a package for a month, 3 months, 6 months, a whole 12 months at a time, which is what I do because there's a discount, and you get a ton of images. I feel like most of the images are included. The fonts are a little bit different. I think there's a font only bundle that you can buy, but I don't do that. I think this is the highest one, and I think I pay $7.99 a month because I prepay for the whole year. But anyway, this A here means it's part of the Access program, and when it says subscribe, that means that it's part of that program. Now when you scroll down and you'll see this one that says purchased with an A. Now this was one that I had that was on a cartridge when I had the old Expression, and I actually downloaded all my cartridges onto my Explorer so that I could use them because you can't use physical cartridges anymore with the new machines. So you can download them onto it and then you have access to everything that you had on your cartridges on here. It's absolutely fantastic. So we're going to click on this image because this is the one that we want, and it'll put a green box around it. You'll also see that it's down here, and any images that you click on will show up down here. So if we wanted this one too, see it'll show up. So I decide I don't want this one. I can just scroll over it, hit the red X, and it goes away. Fantastic. So let me show you one more quick thing before we go. If you hover over this, it tells you, over the eye, tells you what the image is actually called. If you click on it, it gives you the information. Here is the actual title of the image, so Love Elephant. So you could type in Love Elephant, just elephant, and it'll show up. If it's something specific like that, like something like love, there would be a million images that come up because love, hearts, relationship stuff. So there's going to be a ton of things that show up with love. I wouldn't just type in love. I would type in probably elephant because that'll give you the best results. Now, if you want to write down this number, this ID, then you can always find this image again. Say if you don't save a project but you want to make sure that you use the same image, you can write this number down, the numbers and letters. And I don't believe you have to use the hashtag. And then you can type that in where it says elephant up here, and it'll bring that to you. And what you can also do, this holiday cakes, you can actually scroll over this, and this is a hyperlink. So if you click on it, it'll show you all the images associated with that cartridge. Or you can type in holiday cakes up here and then hit the cartridges button and it'll show you all those images. But we don't want to do that right now. I usually do that with Disney ones so that I can see everything that's on the cartridge. But we don't want to do that. We're actually going to click off this eye. We want this image. It's selected down here. So let's go and get started. So we're going to hit Insert Images, and here you go. Here is the elephant that we want. So now, you'll look over to this side and you'll see that there are 3 layers. You'll notice that this eye has a slash through it. So this shows or hides your layers. So you're going to click, if you click off of it, you're going to have 3 whole layers. If you click back off of it, you only have these 2. These, whatever has the eye is what's showing. Now what you can do is hit the big eye up by the name and the whole entire thing disappears. That's great when you're working with a million images and you can, just hide some images so that you can resize or work on something a little bit larger in the middle of your project and not have images around. So what I'm going to do, hi Luce, is hit the ungroup button. So what that's going to do is actually take all 3 of my layers and make them completely separate. So what I didn't realize is that this piece right here is kind of what we want to do. And I didn't undo this before when I did the last project. I always just get rid of this layer because if you look at it, it's actually the shadow layer. So there's really no distance between his tail and his back, and it kind of looks funny if you just use this layer. So you could do that, but if you see here, there's really no distinction and it just looks kind of like a funny little mustache thing on the back of the elephant. So I wouldn't use this layer. I'm actually going to get rid of this layer because you can only weld 2 layers together at a time. So we're only going to need these 2 layers. So if there are extra layers that you don't need, you can feel free to get rid of them by just hitting this red X up here. I wouldn't resize them at this point because they're separated, so they're not going to be resized at the same time, and it's going to be harder to put them back together. You're probably going to have to start all over. I've never actually been able to do that successfully, is try to put them back together and put them at the same sizes. So if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to select this. So what you can do is you can click on this one, you can click on it over here, or you can actually click on it here. And I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to do Command C and Command V. If you're on a Windows computer, you can do Control C and Control V, which will copy and then paste. Or what you can do is come up here and hit Edit and hit Copy and then Edit and Paste. So there's a bunch of different ways to do it. So we're going to use the Contour button right now. So you're going to select one of these images, and you want 2 of them because in this piece you're just going to want the heart, and in this piece you're just going to want the elephant. So you're going to want 2 separate pieces. So let's do this one first, and then we're going to contour, and we're going to get rid of the heart. So this, you can see it's kind of grayed out over here, so that means that the heart has disappeared. So when you click back on the screen, the elephant's just going to be there. So you're going to click on this one, you're going to click on contour again, and you're going to want to click on the elephant, so the elephant is selected, so you just have the heart. So there you go. You have the elephant and the heart. Now what you want to do is you want to take this heart and you want to move it down. Now you don't want it to be hovering above it. You don't want to just place it on there because that's going to be really flimsy. You want to get it to a point where enough of it is overlapping, so it's going to, and I'll show you, when it welds together, this little line here disappears and it just becomes one piece. Because right now, the heart will cut out and the elephant will cut out, but they won't cut out together. So we want to make it so it cuts out in one piece. So you're going to select the whole thing, and then what you're going to want to do is come down here and you're going to weld. So see how that put that piece together, and there's now no more heart bottom here that's cut out, or the elephant's trunk isn't cut across. It actually welded those pieces together where it overlapped, so it's one fluid piece. Now what you want to do is you want to take this piece and you want to bring it over here. Now notice that it's behind the other piece. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come up here to where it says arrange. You want to click on it and you're going to make it send to front. So let me just walk you through that real quick. The send to back means that it'll send it all the way to the very back layer. Same thing with send to the front. If there are 4, 5, 6 layers, it's going to move it all the way to that very, very first layer. Move backward or move forward is only going to move it one layer back. So if you have multiple layers and you want to make something go all the way to the front and you don't want to have to do it several times, you want to make sure you hit it send to front or send to back so that it becomes the very last layer or the very front layer. So now what you want to do is you want to select this whole thing and you want to group it together. So grouping it together will allow you to change the size of it. Now, why wouldn't you want to hit attach? I'm going to show you this. is you can change the, so this is, you can see it's a pink and gray elephant. So if you hit attach, it all becomes pink. So it'll cut out in the same layer. So you don't want to do that. So you want to hit detach because, ooh, actually, let's see. I actually just want to hit undo. I didn't want to hit detach. So these are still grouped together. And then what I can do is I can hit this pinkish red layer and I can come up here and this gives me all the colors. And this is one of the elephant colors that I did before. So you can change the color down here, you can change the intensity, you can change the actual color here. If there's something specific that you're looking for, I just usually use these colors up here. They have a pretty decent selection and it generally gives me a good idea of what colors I need. So that was how you weld. That was a pretty basic example. There are other examples of you can weld a lot of things together. I'll often weld things when I want like a Santa hat on something, but I want it on the front of it, and I don't want his head to be cut out. If I want to do it one piece, I want to make sure that it's all welded together and that the image is one entire piece. I'll use that. So there's definitely more complex things you can do. This is a very simplified version of what to do for weld. So now I want to go back and I want to show you guys slice, because we did weld down here and we did contour, and I showed you guys what attach does. So we've already done 3 of these down here. Like I said, we're not going to go over flatten today because that's print and cut. So we're going to want to go back into images, and I found an image before that I wanted to show you guys. So we're going to click off elephant. So this is just going to bring you to this is the main page. This is some of the things that, might be current. So when it gets closer to Easter, there will be Easter things in here. At Valentine's Day, there was a lot of hearts and love things on here. So I thought this image would be good to do because I want to show you guys something. So we're just going to select it. Again, it has the A, it has the subscribe, so it's part of the program. So I'm actually going to get rid of this elephant item here. So this image here. Now, I want just the word love. Okay, so if you look at this, you come over here, it's one image. So say I can do 2 different things. I can say I want love to be a different color. So if I want love to be a different color, we would do Command C, Command V, Control C, Control V, whatever you want. And what we would do is we would slice everything out on this one, except the word love, and then slice everything out on this one, except the word. Slice everything on this one with the word love taken out, and then just slice everything so you just have the word love on here. So if that made sense, let me review this again. So on this one, you would take the sending you and then all the hearts and the envelope out of it if you just wanted the word love to say be red. And then on this one, we would take out the word love and then everything would be black, and then we would take this red love over here and put it in here because they're the same size and it would be easy. Now, if you hit on contour, let me show you what happens. Look at all of these pieces that you have to sit and click on. You have to click each letter. It's not like the elephant where we could easily select things. You have to select each and every layer. Well, that's going to take a really long time. So what do you do? Sorry, that'll give me the whole thing away. So what do I do? What do I want to do? Okay, so let's do this. We're going to insert a shape. So I'm going to insert a square. So what I did was come over here, hit shapes, and then I hit the square. Now, this locks it, so square is always the same on all 4 sides, right? So if you want a rectangle, you actually just unlock it and drag it to the right, drag it down, you can make the rectangle. So that's what I want to do. I want to cut as much of this out as possible. Now this will tilt it so that I can get a lot of it out. I just want to make sure that I avoid the actual word love, that L in the love. So what I want to do is just do this, right? So I've put the shape on top of it. Now I want to grab everything, put my box around it, and then I want to hit slice. So now what that's going to do is that's going to give me the sending. Now I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of this box. And I'm going to get rid of this. So that sliced it out of that entire image. So now what I can do is I can click on this and I can go back to contour, and then I can just easily get rid of the very few pieces that are left. And then click on here. So I just really went through and clicked on those. So now what I want to do again is I want to go back and I want to insert a shape. And I want to just get rid of that box, right? So I'm going to move this up. I'm going to do the same thing, put the box around it, hit slice, and that slices the envelope out of it. So also, you can also save this piece here and use this on another project, because that's what's great about it. You can use the negative piece, you can use this piece, but we're not going to do that. We just want to get rid of all this. Then we want to click on this and do the same thing and hit contour and just get rid of this little heart guy that's, oops, sorry. Sometimes it's hard to tell which one you got. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. So that's all we really wanted to do, was get rid of that. So now if we want to make this part red, you're just going to click on this and then come up here and click on the red. So now that's red. Now this is the easy part. You're going to want to go on this one because love is all pretty much one piece. You're going to hit contour and you're going to hit just all of the pieces here. You just click on them. That was like 4 or 5 clicks. Very easy to do. And now you can put the love back in here and you can hit group. And now you can resize it. So now you've taken a solid image that was one color and you've made it 2. Fairly easy to do with slice. It would have been taken a much longer time had we used the contour button. Now if you notice the contour button is not highlighted, you can only have one layer when you contour, only one. So you would have to ungroup this, take the love back out. If you wanted to contour, say, one of these hearts out of here, then you can contour it. So that's the difference, one of the differences between contour and weld. Weld, you can do 2 layers. Contour, you can only do 1. So, because you can weld 2 layers together. That one layer actually just of the elephant was actually just when we welded the heart and the elephant together, that was actually one layer that we broke out into 2. But if you say you wanted to weld one piece of the elephant to another piece of the elephant, say if the tail was like an Eeyore, the tail fell off and you wanted to actually weld the tail and the back together, you can do that. You can weld 2 separate layers together, but not slice. So I hope this helped you guys a little bit understand some of these buttons down here. Like I said, we went over the contour, we went over the attach very briefly, we went over the weld, and we went over the slice. So I hope you guys find this video super helpful. I had a lot of fun making it. I just looked real quick in images and figured out, a couple of things to show you guys. But if there is anything else that you guys want to see, want to know how to use any of the other features on here, now that I know how to use this QuickTime, I'm super excited about this, and I can do maybe a weekly lesson on the Cricut on different things that you can do. And there's so many features on this. There's so many different things you can do for designs, welding. I can get into fonts and things like that. So if there's anything else you guys want to see, please send me a message or leave me a comment below, and I will work on videos like this for you guys. I'm super excited. I hope that you like this new style of video where you can see everything that I'm doing that's on screen. I'm super excited about it, so I hope you guys love it too. So thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and if you have questions, leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye!